They looked around and things didn't look good. They heard the pronouncements of judgment just like everybody else did. They saw the wickedness of people around them who didn't care about God. They were doing their own thing. Some of them were very religious, looking down at them, and they just felt very insignificant. God, what about, I just don't understand the great promises you made, and look at how things are. Oh God, I just don't get it. Is it all going to come to nothing? Are you just going to, all the promises going to go begging because people are so wicked? And God continually came back and said, no. Yes, the nation is in terrible condition, but there's good in it. There's a people that I have preserved. Think of the time of Elijah, this great man of God who, from his perspective, he was convinced that he was the only one. And God had to say, I have reserved 7,000 men who have not bowed the knee to Baal. Now, how did that come about? God said, I have reserved them. You and I are powerless against the power of darkness that would entrap us, that would hold us and keep us captive. But Jesus said the gates of hell will not prevail against his church. God has the power to reach into hell itself if it's necessary, and those gates cannot keep us in if God calls, if God chooses, if God works. We do not come on our own merit. We don't come on our own strength and ability. We come because God is working out a great sovereign purpose from the foundation of the world. Whew. Again, that takes the burden and the fear away, doesn't it? So what's the consequence of all this? I have chosen, I took you, I called you, I said you are my servant. I have chosen you and not rejected you. So do not fear. You know, it just seems like you can see the way the devil works on different kinds of people. These vessels of wrath are proud, self-willed. And so the devil kind of builds on that. And he will tell you all, whatever you want to hear to make that principle in you stronger. He doesn't have to beat you down. He wants to build you up, make you feel okay and justified, and whatever it is, you're going to come out on top. You're going to be the one on the top looking down and being critical of somebody else. The devil is going to build on that kind of quality. But if you're one who has a sense of your own weakness, your own need, he is going to jump on you with all fours and try to grind you down and tell you that you are worthless, that all is hopeless. That the Lord doesn't care about you, that the Lord's going to reject you over all of those things. You see the difference? So God's people are a people that have a tendency to fear. I was thinking about this. This does not say never feel fear, does it? What's his point when he says don't fear? What he's talking about is giving in to a spirit of fear. It is allowing the fear that we feel to control what we do and what we say and how we react. God wants us to be able to rise above the fact that we may even feel fear, because we all do. Don't kid yourself. I know you're not. I know you. But every one of us is afraid. The devil will go through our lives just causing us to be afraid of this, afraid of that. I don't measure up. I'm not as good as them. I can't do this. 1,001 things that are personalized to you and your weaknesses. And what God is saying is, I'm the one who's chosen you. I've called you. Don't be afraid. Don't react to fear. Don't give in to the spirit that would cause you to say, I can't, I'm no good, all of those natural things that you would feel. I imagine when David faced Goliath, the Bible doesn't really say all of these things, but I'll guarantee that there was an attempt by the devil to cause him to feel emotions of fear. You don't look at a giant who's fully armed and you're standing there with a sling and not have feelings of fear. But David made a choice to trust the God that he had proved in his life and to go out anyway. He simply, there was a spirit of faith that trumped the spirit of fear. And that's what God is wanting to minister to every one of us. There's not a person here who's not afraid of something. There's not a person here who is not attacked by fear of your failure, your weakness, your inability, some mountain that looms before you, some obstacle, some opposition, some spirit that's maybe had a hold in your life, and you're afraid is you'll never get free, and God will get tired of messing with you. Well, this is the kind of people God is addressing here by saying, I've chosen you. Gets our eyes back on the fact that God has taken hold of us, that God is on our side and God is with us. And there is no ground for us to give in to the fear that we all feel. So do not fear. Why shouldn't we fear? I am with you. I am with you. I am with you. You know, God's being with us is not something we have to feel all the time. In fact, many times we don't. From the standpoint of our perception, our emotions, what we see and feel in every area of our lives, God can seem a million miles away. But His Word, which doesn't change, spoken by one who cannot lie, says, I'll never leave you. I will never forsake you. He doesn't, I don't see a condition in that, do you? I don't see where God says, if you will just keep on, trying, I'm going to reward your efforts. I'm there to cheer you on. It's up to your strength, but I'm going to just encourage you. No, that's not it. I am with you.
This has been the Midnight Cry broadcast. If you would like a DVD or a CD of today's message in its entirety, please request it by program number. DVDs are $10 and CDs are $5. And for those who request it, we will send you our quarterly publication, The Midnight Cry Messenger, free and postage paid. Send your request to Midnight Cry Ministries, Post Office Box 685, Southern Pines, North Carolina, 28388. We invite you to join us again next week at this same time, and may God richly bless you until then.